Hello, hello, and aloha, y'all. This is Ms. Chantel Boucher with Believers in Business Creative slash Believers in Business Social. And I have my friend, my business partner, and somebody who, gosh, she is awesome. She's talented. She is honest. She has integrity. Um, she's all the way in Nigeria. And sometimes I have people I talk to, it's like, oh, where do you do business at, Chantel? Or what kind of people do you serve? Or what is this? I'm like, well, it's kind of all over the place. And this is a great example of that. This is one of my business partners, a friend, a client, I don't know, whatever you want to call yourself. Um, Lade. So how are you doing? We call her Lade.
Yes, yes. And I have to commend you because you pronounced my name correctly. And
Oh,
I love that.
oh, you
Thank you.
see, I've had a lot of practice.
Thank you. Thank you. So just as you have said, my name is Lade, and I'm happy to be on live with you. We've been planning this for months. I know it sounds unbelievable, but we've been planning this for months,
How long have
and
we
we've
been like working together now? Has it been like a year yet?
yeah, it should be. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it
so.
should be already. Yeah,
It's
and
it
I'm
is.
I'm really happy. I'm blessed to have a friendship that extends not even a state, a whole continent, that spans that kind of love is rare.
Yes.
It's deep and it goes beyond, a regular friendship for it to develop, you have to see the person from time to time to be sure that okay, you have my best interest at heart, to be sure that I can trust you. But for the kind of partnership that we have, that even though we are yet to see, somehow we still get to keep in touch, get to work together. I'm very honored, I'm very blessed, and I thank God every day for people that it brings my way. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for
I
having me.
love that. I love you, and I just think you're it's just so talented. And so just to let you guys know too as well, Lade makes crocheted products and specializes in handmade purses. They're made in Nigeria. She's got a beautiful staff of women too that she's able to create jobs for people there. And we're only hoping to do more and more of that. I know we have a lot of goals in mind for helping to grow the community and being able to provide options for people in a healthy way of fun things that they can do too as well. But I'll let you kind of talk a little bit about that. Tell them a little bit about yourself, like where in Nigeria you're from and how you got started with it.
Okay, so my name is Lade, and I started crocheting as a passion. It started off as a passion rather before it expanded into a business. It's something I've always done since I was a child. Then I like to liken it to the story of Joseph, although I didn't go to prison. Yeah, I didn't go to prison. But then aside, um, before becoming a prime minister, sort of, he had to go through a process. Likewise, I'm still headed somewhere though. This is not the final destination. But even to get here, I had to go through some sort of training. I had a job, freelancing, and even in the midst of it all, and I had to have relationships that aids my destination as well. Like, I don't know if it's called symbiosis, the one where it's mutually beneficial, like the one I have with you,
Yes.
my family, my partner, people that I work with. So it's been sometimes people look at it like, oh, she just picked up a yarn, now she makes bags, and now she just sells them. But really, it's a process. It's a very long process of becoming. And we are not even there yet because there's a purpose to which I'm doing this in the first place. And I know that by God's grace, you're going to fulfill it. So let me stop talking in
Yeah,
spiritual terms. In simpler terms, I just like to
do both.
crochet.
We are here. Do both.
Sure. I just like to crochet. I like to make bags. So one thing led to another. I got very encouraged by people around me to start selling what I make. After so many attempts at trying to just keep it like, no, I don't want to sell it. No, I just want to make it. So I got very encouraged. to start selling them. And yeah, that's how we started. And just like Chantel has mentioned, um, before now, I really don't, I've not seen, at least when I graduated from university, that's what we call it here, university. I've not seen where someone would graduate and go, oh, I want to work full time as a fiber artist and to crochet or something. So it's something that is a kind of a stereotype because people see crochet as a hobby. Like, oh, you crochet. Oh, my grandma crochets. That's cool. I like your grandma already, even though I've not met her. But then that shouldn't be the only, that shouldn't be where it ends. You know, we could start a generation of people who can decide to crochet full time for 10 years, crochet full time for 15 years, and then retire, which is what we are trying to do at Food by Lade, you know, building a community of men and women, because I know men also crochet, that
Mhm.
wants to do this as a full-time job to be able to employ and yeah, train children, get their minds together and more. So yeah, I think I'm talking too much.
No,
But
you never talk too much of it. She's probably one of the most polite people that you'll ever meet in your life too, by the way. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I do this." I'm like, "Stop it. You're fine. You're." And so something that's cool too as well of how you kind of exploded online with followers and got a lot of great notoriety online with people watching you crochet and seeing your work and all that. Tell the people a little bit about that too as well and what that was like when you started to go more viral. And how many we got on there now?
I think we're on 633,000 on Instagram.
So over half a million,
Yeah.
just Instagram alone. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, yes, over 500,000. So it's been, like she said, explosive, you know. Although I like to believe it's also years of underground work because before now I used to freelance video editing. But then when crocheting got into video editing, when they intertwined,
Yes.
somehow we started posting the videos. I would make all these cute little videos, dance, smile, and whatnot. And then one day the video just hit 1 million views. I
Mhm.
was confused
You're like, what's
because
going
I kept looking like, what. Yeah, it's like what's going on because you really don't. I really didn't know. Not like I didn't know it would work. I really didn't know how explosive it would be. So when the 1 million views happened, I had to stop taking other. I because we really just wanted to understand what's going on. Because why are you guys here? Why is everybody here? Because you feel like you're just doing something ordinary, and that's what God does, right? You do something in the comfort of your home. You practice over and over. You spend years, you spend months. Then it looks like you're just,
Yes.
when is it going to work? And then when it finally works out, people are going to be in awe because of the truth. It wasn't overnight. It
No,
wasn't sudden.
nothing else.
Yeah, yeah, something has been happening in the background. So that being said, it just encouraged to keep pushing, to keep posting. And by His grace, we have over 600,000 on Instagram, over 200,000 on TikTok. YouTube just started blowing up. You know, that's how it is. So I see different platforms like different countries. So YouTube is like a different country where you
Oh,
think you are known on Instagram, and people are like, oh, I'm just discovering you here. Wow.
yes, yes,
Like it's nice to have you. And even the Instagram that looks like 633,000 is a lot. We are still trying to get to 5 million. So we're not even discovered yet. We're just getting started. So that's how the journey of social media has been, from playing about it, although working, whilst working, to people actually getting to appreciate, you know, the talent, to get to sharing, and everything just came together.
yes. And you know what's great that you said too as well that I feel like it's important for people to hear about is how you had something that seemed like it wasn't connected to it also be
Mm.
so being a video editor and crocheting, typically you would think those are two things that kind of just don't go together. But in
Mm.
this day and age too as well, and I feel like when it's something that you're ordained to do and God's like really trying to show you like, hey, you didn't waste your time with knowing X, Y, and Z with video editing. You didn't waste that time there now that you're crocheting. Like he's able to like make things really work together. And I think that's a really cool thing for you too. It's like,
Mhm.
I went to culinary school and I work in business development. That has
Mhm.
almost nothing to do with each other. But guess what? Because I did, I have clients that have food products. And
Mm.
so there's he puts things together so that he makes it so it's worth it still, doesn't go to waste. And so I'm excited because we're gonna at our next event, we're going to have a table with your items and people will be able to come and see it in person, and just so you guys know too as well, most of Lade's followers are in the US. And actually, many of them are actually in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Is this correct? So,
Yes, yes, yes. A lot in Texas, Dallas,
yes,
Texas
Dallas.
generally.
There's a lot of fans in Dallas that she has. What was cool too is we've done a Nigerian expo in Houston, and there were people walking around because we had banners and things like that made, and her face was up there. I obviously we don't look alike, so I couldn't pass for Lade. But they're like, "Oh my gosh, I know who she is. I follow her. Look." And they're like pulling out their phones and like showing me her and all that. It was just really cool. She's really making a name for herself, not just in Nigeria, but for in the US. And I would say, what is it, like 90% of the sales are in the United States? Or I would say, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes, sure. So 90% of the sales that we have comes from the United States alone.
Yeah. And so you just never know. And I love to be able to support businesses even outside of our country when it's the right person, especially too, And I'd like to have I'd love to have her representing Nigeria too as well because they get a bad rap so much with stuff sometimes. And it's like, what? Y'all are not seeing the real Nigerian people, okay? Because she is lovely. Her family, her story is lovely, and I'm just excited that we're able to create a platform for her. But oh no, I think you're frozen. I can edit that out. You're okay, you're not frozen now.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Okay,
Okay, I can just edit out. So I'm just happy to see, you know, other representation of people out there from other countries doing what they love and people find value in it still, and we've been trying to get her here now for forever. Unfortunately,
yeah.
the process, girl, let's talk about that a little bit. Like people don't know how this works. Like it is very hard for Nigerians to come to the US. It's very difficult.
Yeah, so you mean getting Nigerians to get to the US, right?
Yes.
Wow. You know the way I've come to realize something, the way challenges works, it's something that once it works, we will even remember this interview
Yes.
because now it's going to seem like, okay, I'm here now. So this is the next challenge that we have. So the
Exactly.
next challenge is that we are going to go to New York now. We are going to so it's I just see it as a bit of a challenge. I really don't see it as anything because everything is a process. There's a reason why I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a chance that I need to learn a lesson first before coming over. There's a chance that God is just trying to cook, is trying to prepare something. So when denials like that happens, although in the moment it hurts, because genuinely the intention is actually to
Our,
come and
our,
display
heart-
what people over there.
our hearts are in the right place with it. We have an emotional,
Exactly.
her and I, we have an emotional attachment to each other. Like this is like my friend now.
Ex-
We've been through so much.
exact,
We've never met each
exactly.
person.
Yeah, and I need to give you that hug. I keep promising you. I'm a hugger, so I'm going to.
I know. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so it's so it's in the moment. Yeah, it could hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it could hurt, but I just believe that it doesn't stop business from happening over here. It doesn't stop what we're about to do, and it definitely will not stop God's plan. And there's even a chance that God just wants to show himself that, hey, you don't need to be there yet, and watch what I'm about to do. So it's just to be patient. And I keep reminding you that when this issue gets sorted, it's going to be like we'll even be talking in the room and forgetting that this ever happened. So yeah, it's
That's
gonna
right.
happen.
And what's good though is you have representation in the US now, in the
Mhm,
meantime,
mhm,
which is again why I'm excited about,
mhm.
being able to showcase you at the event because, we will be able to sell purses there just so you guys know. We will have purses physically there. I know a lot of you guys that do follow Lade um are familiar with what they look like. And it's nice to be able to see them and touch them in person. It's very high
Mhm,
quality. It has some weight to it. It's just really made well. And again, it's all handmade in Nigeria
mhm,
with love, is what it says. She has like little personalized
mhm.
charms and other things like that. So definitely follow her on social medias and all that. Hooked by Lade. And we have a lot of amazing things for the future coming up. Can you talk a little bit about too? Because you have like the little classes and things that you're doing digitally.
Yes, so I have classes, especially targeting children, but I'm trying to get the timing right because I don't want them to be on session when it's time for the classes. I'm
Yeah.
going to have for adults too as well, but I just have a thing for children.
Yeah.
Getting, that's the age where you can get them off devices. This is the right age where you can get them to hyper focus on something. And trust me, when a child learns how to crochet, it's different from when an adult that has responsibilities learn how to crochet. Because they're just going to hold the hook and maybe for like 30 minutes fumble with it and they're just back to their responsibilities like, no, this is not my part. But when a child, if you give a child a yarn and a hook, the child will not let it go until they understand why how can I make this? And before you know it, they start making things for you, they start making things, and I don't even go to commercializing it yet because they
Yes.
are children, they will remain children, but just the aspect of getting them together. Then I have intermediate course. I've done the beginners cohorts, the aspect, and I have the intermediate course coming up. I'm currently recording. I can't wait to be done.
Yeah.
And yes, and yeah, I think that's all for now. Just beginners for children. I also have for adults too. That's
Yes.
physical classes here in Nigeria. By God's grace, once I'm able to come to the US, we're going to have physical classes in
Yes.
different
Yeah.
different locations and different destinations. But for now, I have here then online classes. That's beginners, intermediates, and intermediate teaches different bag designs. It's coming out this month, that's June. It's
Mhm.
coming out in June for people that want to learn how to make the bags.
Yeah, see? And it's what's nice about what you're doing too as well is you're really sharing your knowledge about your profession and not like gatekeeping everything, thinking, "Oh no, but if they'll make it, they're not going to buy stuff for me." Listen, I have news for you. Most people rather pay money and buy it. I'm one of those people. It doesn't mean that I don't want to learn, but I ain't gonna. She
Mhm,
has so many bags that I like. Like I don't want just like a bag. Even if I spent the time, made one bag by myself, I don't have that kind of time. Who has that kind of time?
mhm,
I sure
mhm.
don't.
So I can understand where the fear is coming from. Because if you want to look at it from the business perspective, it's like saying, just vaguely saying, oh, if Apple should teach people how to make their products, everybody will be making Apple products. But this is where I see crocheting, this is where I see the craft. So I work from a source that never ends, like an open-ended source. Like I don't, when I want to make my bags, I don't open a page and go, this is the bag I'm going to make. So the source doesn't ever end. And this is why I'm able to give out. Because if I'm dependent on a particular design to survive, then once the design is out, that means I'm out of business.
Yeah,
So every day I try to think of something new. I try to think of a new design, new yarn, new material, new idea to do so that I'm able to give out. So people that go, oh, if there's a chance that they're holding on to that one thing, and I wouldn't blame them anyway. Imagine if all I could do was just one design. It would be boring. and then I wouldn't be able to sell it because now I'm scared.
Well,
But then it's like,
also, when somebody has that bag, they're gonna be like, "Well, I have it already, so why do I need to get another one?" Which, of course, is
exactly,
my favorite
exactly.
bag. We have to talk about my favorite bag, the Chantel bag.
Chantel, is it Chantel?
She didn't even tell me she
I
was
knew I just to flip your hair.
it's in the bun, it's in the back. But
Yeah.
I had the idea of this bag and she
Mm-hmm.
ended up naming it after. You didn't tell me you were gonna do that. I think she posted it and I was like, what is this? It's the Chantel bag. I thought you were joking about that. So y'all
Mm-hmm.
on there, look at the
Mm-hmm.
Chantel
Mm-hmm.
bag.
Yeah, so it started from, I think she just sent a picture of a bag representing what Texans like. I think Texas people like fringe, they
Yes.
like boho, anything. So she just sent this bag. It's a regular leather bag, and I
It's like
just thought to add fringe. And before you know it, the
before you
design
know
was ready, and
it,
I made
ready.
sure to name it after my good friend.
And about it too, it's like a upscale boho bag where it's like you can dress
Mm-hmm.
it down or dress it up. And because the material too
Mm-hmm.
that it's made out of is the vegan leather. And so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
very it looks rich to me, you know. It looks like good quality.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so go and check out the bag, the Chantel bag. Order yourself one.
Mm-hmm.
Come to the event in person. You can see the Chantel that the bag was named after in person. And so
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
we're gonna be doing some more of these videos too as well, just to keep people updated. Again, the event is gonna be on June 24th. It is in the Allen slash Fairview area in North Dallas. And so for
mm-hmm.
all your followers and everybody that is going to be watching this video, please come. Lade's picture will be there. The purses will be there. I'll be there. One day she will be,
Definitely.
but I we
Very.
make do. Sorry guys. Sorry for Lade's fans here. Sorry for the appointment, but
Very soon.
I'll be there to help and answer questions. And like I said, we'll be selling the bags there too as well. And where can people find you, Lade?
Definitely. So I look forward to being at the event virtually. And we don't know what could happen before then. My faith is very strong. I took this from my mother.
I
So
love
if something could be happening and it will look like it's never going to happen, my mom will go, it will happen. And I just look like, how is this thing going to happen? But then I got to now start reinforcing things that even when it looks like it wouldn't happen, I'll just go, it's going to happen.
it's
And
good.
yeah, it really does happen. So I'm really, I have faith. Before the event, we don't know what could happen.
You just
So let's just keep our fingers crossed.
fingers, toes, our arms, everything. Well, thank you so much, Lade. And again, we're going to do some more videos like this, keep people updated. I'll be making you a flyer that you can share with all your followers so you have something up there for them to come back and refer
Mhm,
to. The tickets are very low. They're only $10 if you purchase them between now and the 17th of June, before the 17th of June. And then after that, it's like 15 bucks. And then I think 20 at the door or something. But we have a great big venue. It's a black and white theme. We're going to have a jazz band. We have a DJ in another room. We have other businesses that will be represented there. And it's going to be a fun time. So again, you can follow Lade on her Instagram, TikTok, Facebook is all hooked by Lade, right? Is your at? Or
yes, yes, the same handle also.
listen, I should know this because I'm always, come on, I'm like acting like I don't know. Anyway, and then of course hookedbylade.com. Her link will be below. I'll even put all her socials on there. Please start
Mm,
following her if you're not following her or anything yet. And if you're a follower of Lade, please keep in touch with us and follow us and you can see what kind of content and events coming up and just informational things, great stories from great people in business. Um, and again, we're going to be doing more of these. So more videos like this, more Chantal and Lade videos. So,
sure.
yes, thank you again. And we'll see all y'all soon at the next event. And if you're interested in becoming a sponsor for our next event and or want to get tickets, you just go to believersinbusinesssocial.com. Thanks again. Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.